iArcade Operation Guns, the home arcade company rankings, and Arcade1up's new app. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Another episode of This Week, the show where we talk about what happened this week in the world of the home arcade community. So much to discuss. So many things are implied, but not actually happening. It's kind of weird. It's like, oh, we kind of getting tidbits and morsels sprinkled all around of stuff that might happen. Is it going to happen? I don't know, but we're going to talk about it tonight. Speculation is going to be the name of the game. And if that's not your bag, well, sit back and have a drink with me. What are you drinking tonight? I am back in the Basil Hayden myself here. This is, I tell you what, if you can find this at a decent price, this is moving up the ladder. It is in stiff, my Jefferson's, my go-to, is now in stiff competition with the Basil Hayden. So if you can, like I said, if you can pick this up, I think it's like a $50 bottle normally, but if you can pick it up for about 35, 40 bucks, you know, it's a good deal. It's a good deal. It's a really smooth, it's a smooth bourbon. And you need a smooth bourbon when there's so much going on, not just in the home arcade space, not just with these companies, but personally within myself. I don't know if you watched, if you're a fan of the channel, if you saw the latest video, things are a changing in the arcade for sure. The Fox Arcade, the 19K Fox Arcade is moving. It's being shut down. It's being demolished. Well, not demolished. Maybe that's a bad word. Not demolished. I don't want to use that term. Dismantled. And it's going to be assembled another time, relocated. That process actually started today. So today we start taking stuff off the walls, getting a plan together, consolidating, moving stuff, throwing some stuff away, some crap that I'm just not going to get to. Most of that stuff that was thrown away was not cabinets. That was actually stuff in the shop. I don't know if you've seen the arcade tour before, but I've got a room. It's a walk-in closet, right? But that's my shop. That's where I do my arcade repairs, some of my projects, and just basically throwing some stuff away that I just didn't need to keep. So that stuff's gone. Everything else, though, is getting consolidated and put together. And then we're going to have to find a temporary home for all this stuff, which means, sadly, I have to look at storage facilities. That's not where I want my arcades to go. It's just sad. So we're looking at about a month of me in this space here, you know, a little bit, maybe a little bit longer than that, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, starting the first week of April, I'm going to be moving. And I thought that since I was kind of shutting down some of the arcade, I'd go ahead and bring over Alien versus Predator to join me here in the mix, get the trifecta of cabinets here. I don't know. Is it my favorite project? Maybe. I don't know. I keep going back and forth. I just love the game so much, and it turned out so well. I mean, look at that thing. It looks gorgeous. It's phenomenal. So it's joining us here in the studio, and everything else is going to be wrapped up, powered down, and stored in a cold storage facility where no one will love it or, you know, mess with it or fix its problems and issues. It's really sad. But, you know, we're going to be okay. We're going to move on. We're going to push on. We're going to go forward as we always do. And one of those things we're going to do to push forward is to look at the poll. Every week we have a chat question. It's a poll. It's in the chat. And I want everybody to jump in because today, this show, it's going to be a little bit different. It's not just a question that I'm going to ask you, and I'm curious to know what your answer is, and I am curious to know what your answer is, but it's going to play a role in the final topic of the show tonight. So we've got a couple other things going on as far as the ranking structure goes, and this is going to be a key component in that. So I want everybody to answer this question. Everybody in the chat, take just a second and vote in this poll. It's a very simple question. Which home arcade company of the three that I have listed has you most excited for their products this year? So not just the company, like overall in general, what could they possibly do? But we're talking about this year. This is Q1 of 2023, moving into this year. Who's got you most excited? You know, based on what we know, based on some of the speculation, sure, but some of the announcements, absolutely. Who's got you more jazzed? Who's got you more pumped up? And of course, the three is going to be At Games, Arcade1up, and iiRcade. Jump in there. I really want to know where everybody lands on this. And like I said, this is going to factor into the last topic. It's going to factor into the overall math of the actual ranking of these three companies. So let your voice be heard. Jump up in there and let me know what you think about that. So let me get that out of the way. There we go. What do we have? We have, we'll see 80 votes. Can we get 300 tonight? Can we get 300 votes by the end of the show? I think we can do it. 82, 83, 86. There we go, Colin. Keep going. If we can get 300, that would be amazing. That's really going to give us a good kind of indicator of where everybody kind of feels. As far as the excitement level, as of today, It could totally change tomorrow. Somebody could announce something and be like, whoa, this is just for today. So I'm not going to hold you to this tomorrow. Okay. I'm not going to call you up and be like, hey, you said it was this, but now look what they said. What do you think? So just for today, So yeah, let me know what you think about that. It's going to be interesting when you factor that into all the other stuff we're talking about tonight. So it's kind of cool to see 3 arcades. I really should, and some of you in the chat were telling me, Fox, what are you doing? Get a third arcade. It's kind of messing you up. You had just one on either side, and it was like a dead space in the middle. Now, you were right. This is perfect, having that third one. Of course, now I'm going to get accused of hating on iiRcade because it's in the back, but it's the tallest. It's the tallest of these 3. So I figure if I put it in the middle, you can see the marquee. So that is definitely one of the biggest factors of the placement of the arcade. So don't get upset, arcade fans. It's still here. I'm still representing. And what else is going? So all that blabbering out of the way, stuff going on. Oh, one other thing I wanted to make note of. I want you all to consider P-Dubs, this guy with this channel. Evidently, he has a arcade loft. Also, the guy running the show over there, the Super Game Room dudes, that guy is a man of his word. All right. He threw down the gauntlet. The transition gauntlet was laid down for me, and I accepted. And he, good on his word, shaved the old chin, the old chinny chin. Hair's gone. Rocking the stash. Very well, I might add. So, yeah, definitely a man of his word. So, come on, you got to give him props for that. But you never challenge me on a transition again. I learned you good there, didn't I? It is probably the world's most useless talent, but it is a talent that I have nonetheless. Enough about me. What about you? What's going on, everybody in the chat? We got the first comment at 11:15 a.m. this morning. Outstanding. And that honor, if there is an honor, in that goes to Beach Native 78. What's going on? Hey, what's up, Foxy? Congrats on selling the house. Definitely a thumbs up on that one. This will be a fun journey with it. Well, fun. It will be a journey. Fun. I think at the end it will be fun, but the moving part, not maybe not so much. With the new arcade build, that's right. Yeah, the new arcade build will be fun. And an Arcade1up app. Will that be the new way of communicating to us? Yes, just know the new way they're going to communicate with us is an old tried and true method. It involves a pigeon and a little purse you got to buy for the pigeon. I don't know. I think it's going to be in the app. They'll tell you how to buy it, where to buy the pigeon. The Arcade1up branded pigeon. Dan Z, always in other chats, saying hi to me. So what's up, buddy? How you doing? Good to see you. Angelo P says, hey, Fox, how much time do you have to pack up your arcade before the move? And how many games do you think our arcade will release that use light guns? I think I said it before. I got about a month. Got about a month to get all together. Well, a month in totality. My arcade is just one part of the homes, multiple homes that we have to all get rid of, get everything ready to go and move. So that's just one portion of that. I'm looking at probably 2 weeks, guys. Next weekend is when the storage room will be purchased. The rental agreement will be signed for that, and then I will begin to move the crap in there. So as of next weekend, it should be gone, and all I'll have on display and able to play is this right here. Maybe a countercade. Maybe I'll throw a countercade in here somewhere. Maybe right here. I've got a little table. That's what I'll do. I'll have this week's countercade right here. So we'll see maybe we'll work that in too. Thank you so much for asking the question. I do appreciate everybody, giving a darn about what's going on with me and the move and everything. It's been really, and I meant what I said in the video. It was just great to have everybody along for the ride. It's great to share what you're doing with people that are interested in what you're doing. And it kind of gives you just a little bit of motivation to keep going. So I do appreciate that, everybody. Oh, also, Beach Native 70 says, tomorrow's my birthday. And this stream will be my early birthday present. Wow. No pressure, right? Well, you know what? If I was with you, I'd buy you a drink. But if not, I'll drink one with you. Cheers. Absolutely. Happy birthday, Beach Native 78. I'm sure you're going to be 25 next year or this year. Congratulations. Probably older than that. But, we'll go with 25. You'll look 25. Moving on. Tran Fanatic. How you doing, buddy? Hey, Fox, been working on getting my 2 Arcade1ups in the living room by cleaning and organizing. Wish you the best on your move and such. See you later, man, as well as everybody else. And hope your job search is going well, too, Tran Fanatic. Please hang in there, buddy. Keep your head up. And, yeah, you know what? it's a great way to kind of get, kind of breathe new life into your arcade and your hobby, to kind of move things around, spruce things up and clean things up. Never a bad thing. Shannon Zahn says, hey, Fox, you showed off a really cool arcade last night. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I look forward to seeing what you do in the new space. I get to watch live, so I am really excited. Oh, great. Glad to see that you're going to be here tonight. Every week I look forward to your podcast. Thank you so much. The new space is going to be interesting, and what I'd like to do with the new space is show you raw, uncut, not uncut, but like raw, just like this is what it is. This is what I'm starting with, which is going to be an unfinished portion of a basement. How do you tackle some of those issues? And in planning the setup of your arcades, how much room do you have to have? And all those little power issues that we always seem to have. How we're going to kind of work around that. And then aesthetics. What are we going to do? Drywall? Do I want to do some paneling? I don't know. There's a lot of decisions to be made, and it's going to be interesting. Hopefully a lot of fun for everybody to follow along with. Peter Morosco says, ready to take notes, Professor Fox. Class is in session. Well, man, I hope I drop some knowledge tonight. Pressure is on Mike Hawkirch. What's going on? See you at the top of the hour. Top of the hour. I am here, ready to go. I hope you're back and ready to talk some arcades. Hey, waving fox emoji from Alfred Berger. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Jason M says, yeah, at Mike Hawkirch. Come on now. With you on the stream, every hour is tops. Yes, me? Yeah, yes, I like having him in the chat. It's very good. JJ, what's going on, buddy? Howdy at 19K Fox. Do you know if the iiRcade will accept the Ultimark aim track light gun? No. We'll talk about that more in a little bit more detail, but as of right now, the aim track is not going to be compatible. And there's even some other issues with Sinden. We'll talk about that in a second. Moving on to Carl O saying, those... You're talking about the thumbnail rankings, everybody's position. Yeah, those rankings look about right to me, Fox. Well, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it tonight. Galaga Guy 88. What is up, Fox? What is the drink of choice tonight? On the road, going to be late to this party, but I will be there. If you're on the road, keep your hands at 10 and 2. Be careful at all times. And remember, don't drink while you drive. Come on. Because you might hit a bump and spill the drink. If you got that reference, let me know. Ralphie Duran says, evening, everyone. Evening to you. Hope you're safe. Hope you're nestled in for a night of conversation with 19K Fox discussing home arcades. Vic Vicious 75 says, Fox, where are you moving to again? So I'm moving about 35 minutes from where I live now. Not a different state, still in Kentucky. I'm actually closer to them. I'm still in the Cincinnati area, closer to the airport, closer to Indiana. So it's kind of moving that way. Well, I forget. I don't know, whichever way you're looking. It's good. I'm moving west. About 33 minutes. So bigger house, but less land. So it's a trade-off. JT Brunick says, at games, no question. Oh, okay. Really? Throwing down the gauntlet early. 4K pinball is a game changer. Arcade1up will surely have something to show later in the year, but until then, iiRcade is kind of yawn. Yeah, they're getting Sinden guns, but money. I'm glad you bring up the money, because we're going to talk about the money here in just a second, because you're exactly right. That's a big factor. Bob, how the hell are you? Hope the boys are doing well. Happy Sunday to you, buddy. Thank you so much for stopping by. Cobra Kai, the 4K pinball is intriguing, but the at games upright is a real piece. I know. I got you. I'm with you. I kind of on the same path with you. The old version anyway. Their cabinet is Garbaggio indeed. I don't have a ton of experience with their. I understand I've never been a fan of the looks. We'll talk about that a little bit later, because that's one of the qualifiers for the ranking tonight. Jason Mucha says, I'm wondering if AdGame's 4K panels open up a usable scanline or CRT emulation option for the classics. I'm curious. Possibly. 4K on that small of a screen at the distance might be overkill, question mark. Would like to see. Definitely, I think the conversation is almost mute when you're talking about the 24-inch monitor. 4K at 24 inches, and now 32 on the pinball. I think you're going to, there's possible to see some discernible difference. I think the general school of thought, the rule of thumb is probably 43 inch, like a 43-inch TV is where you're really going to notice the difference, the jump from HD, full HD 1080p to 4K. That's definitely where you can see the difference. But I tend to think that more is definitely going to be better You know, even if it's going to be really tough to see the difference when you're talking about pinball and trying to mimic something that's real. You know, you're not just trying to emulate sprites that were rendered or designed or coded in the 80s and 90s. We're trying to simulate a real arcade, a real pinball table. So extra definition is definitely going to be the way to go. Brooklyn Menace, what's up? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Scroll down real quick. Tyler V, what's going on, buddy? Hell yeah. Congrats on the new house, Fox. Thank you. And yes, the wife's going to actually let me sleep indoors. It's very nice. I'm very excited about that. Dark Empire says, my Sunday night highlight. Great to see you again, Fox. Thank you for being here. You are my highlight. Absolutely. Battles, what's up? Says, what up, what up? I say, what up right back to you. You got the Chad chin going on there. Rocking. Looking good, buddy. Looking good. Keep it going. Keep it going. Scrolling on down, and we got the mouse. My mouse is freaking out. What are we doing? Come over here. The corner, Cade. What's up, crew? Your boy is here. Absolutely. Get out of the corner, baby. And join the party. Join the party. Joey Phillips says, finally caught you live, sir. Good to see you, man. John Phillips, good to see you. I started reading your J Doe Productions. I'm gonna call you John Phillips. Good to see you. I'm glad you caught me live. I'm glad to be caught live. I'm glad to be caught live. Is that something a fish would say? Moving on. Sorry, got lost in another train of thought. Console Cakes is here. He says, hi, Fox. So your new house, can you talk about the basement? Does it have a sliding glass door? Yes. One that could, I don't know, fit a Star Wars trilogy through? Absolutely. I based my decision on what house to purchase based on the ease of entry of said Star Wars trilogy arcade. My brother, my friend, it is my top priority. Also, the number of bedrooms and bathrooms. But number one is Star Wars trilogy access. Sliding glass windows or sliding glass door, basement level, roll in it. Right in. It's already got a spot. Absolutely. Tammy G is in the house, says deconstruction has begun. Yeah, I misspoke. Dismantle. Maybe deconstruction is a little bit. I'm going to keep these intact as much as possible. That's going to be the plan. That's what the plans sometimes go awry, and the unknown is not really something to be feared. Much like, you don't fear it. You don't fear the unknown. You look forward to the unknown. Just like I look forward to a $5 super chat from Tyler V. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the channel and laying down some of that hard-earned cash. Brother, Game Genie is letting me down on the light gun deets. I saw that. It was disrespectful to you, and it's not right. Don't be going weak sauce on me as well, Fox. Bring the Sind news. Congrats on the new house. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat, but I really do appreciate it. And I can't believe Michael B would be so deceiving and deceitful and lacking in detail. But unfortunately, I'm not going to make your night any better because you are going to the pit.
Finish him. Melina wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
Langs, parentheses, Chris, in parentheses. Here we go. Can't wait to see the move. Yeah, I can't wait to get the move over with. Cheers from Canada land, as usual. What did our vice president say? What did she call? Who was it? Oh, it was our press secretary. Called it Canada, not Canada. Canada, for God's sakes. I mean, why? You don't give them an I for no reason. Canada has to earn that I. You don't just throw it in there. Cheers to you, my brother from the north. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the live stream. And it warms my heart every time I see you guys stop by and checking out the stream. It warms my heart. It fills me with such joy. Just like my brother, Ezekiel, the Chicago Ranger, sliding over here, throwing a 10 spot my way. I really do appreciate it, brother. Always good to see you. Hey, brother, first of all, nice hoodie. Yeah, I know a guy. It was a gift. It was a very sweet gift. It was appreciated. Question: can I have your custom Sega Arcade1up? No. And that AVP board needs to go into a big blue cab. Yes. I'm looking out for one for you. Cheers, my brother. Absolutely. Cheers indeed. It's not going to, the AVP board, community post, a CPS2, Alien vs. Predator board was acquired by myself. And no, it's not going to go into an Arcade1up. And it's not going to go into a stock big blue. I've got some plans. I've got to wait. Hopefully some other vendors will come through with their promises. And if they do, we're going to have some fun this year. Absolutely. Thank you so much, buddy, for the $10 super chat. I really do appreciate it. I got to give you something a little bit special. Here you go.
Can't you do any better? This is the
Logan, the Weapon X is in the house, says, I hope they redesign the ALU. Probably not. Probably not. They're going to stick with the same side panels, I think. But maybe new decals? Maybe not chrome molding? I don't know. Good to see you, buddy. Thank you so much. And listen, wise advice, good advice, when dispensed, should be received and taken without question. Snowdub's in the house, telling y'all to smash that like button. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, buddy, for always being in the chat, being an excellent mod. Tim D6 says, good luck on the move, sir. I need the luck, buddy. I appreciate it. I just moved along with the house. Oh, man. Oh, you just did too? Hopefully your move is done, right? Yeah, no fun at all. Yeah, well, I'm glad it's over for you. My nightmare is just beginning. It's just beginning. So many great people in the chat. And, it's really, here we go. We got Steve Sale says, hi, Fox. Big, just giant grin, smiley face, always bringing a smile to my face. And nothing brings a smile to my face like a $5 super chat from Console Fanboy, the Console Fanboy. No one does transitions like you, Fox. Many can come close, but they're not quite there. But what is there? What is there is another super chat by Console Fanboy. Thank you so much, buddy. I'm stumbling over your super chat because I'm just overwhelmed with the emotion, the excitement. And I'm excited to share with you a special little bit of something I cooked up for you. If it's here, where is it? Let's scroll up. There it is. Buddy, here you go. You deserve it.
Finish him. Scorpion wins. Fatality.
Never give up on the free MK4, buddy. Never give up. And also the Gram is a place where I can be found. That's what the kids call it. They call it the Gram. I don't know. I've got it. Check it out. I really do appreciate everybody swinging by. I do some pictures, some oddball stuff, behind the scenes type stuff over there. And that in the community post, you can usually find me posting something or other. Okay, I think we got everybody. Just want to scroll down. Jason M, did I say hi to you, buddy? There you are. Mike said, see you at the top of the hour. So that was my response to him earlier. Oh, okay, got you. I got you. I understand. I got you. Scrolling to make sure I got everybody. We got Papa Brad's Gaming in the house. How you doing, buddy? Hello, gamers. Hello to you, sir, indeed. Miss Harris, how are you? Good to see you. New Waves Arcade. Oh, you ain't kidding. Thor, KC. Better than being caught not live. True, I guess. You still got a chance. If you're caught and you're live, you still got a chance to make it. You might pull through. You never know. Kato 771. I'm still trying to sell my iiRcade. The original or the gold? Probably the original, right? Yeah, because unfortunately, it's not looking the best as far as light gun technology. We're going to talk about that a little bit later for sure. Lot to discuss, but we can't get there. We just can't get there. I can't bring myself to get there, to go there, without acknowledging another $2 super chat from Brennan Dougherty. Thank you so much for your $2 super chat, buddy. Really do appreciate it. Got to give back and back Sunday super chats. I appreciate it, buddy. It's not necessary. It's not required, but it definitely is appreciated. It's going to help with the U-Haul fees for sure. And maybe some ibuprofen for the back. It's going to be fun. Thank you so much again, buddy, for the super chat, buddy. What do I need? What do you deserve? What do you need? You know what? Here you go. Check out the Logan. He says hi.
perfect hyper combo KO. Game's over. Time to call it quits.
I wish Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite would have been better. I wish it would have really built on Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And Tammy G, guilty as charged. It's a curse. It's a curse. Okay, so we got that all locked down. Everybody is, hey, there's Paul. There you go, buddy. How you doing? Sorry, didn't mean to miss you. The only reason people are excited about @Games at the moment is because of National Owners Day. Arcade1up just hasn't shown their hand for the year. All needs to factor in your vote that is in the poll. Once again, before we move on, I want to acknowledge again the poll question in the chat. Let me click the button. There we go. Which home arcade company has you most excited for their products this year? that could factor in, Paul. Absolutely. If you think there's something else out there that they haven't quite shown yet, we think Time Crisis is out there, maybe. But what, put all that in your calculator and figure out which one. Who's got you more excited about what they have, what they've shown, and what you think they might show? Definitely want to know, everybody. 140 votes, not too shabby. We're about halfway there. See, can we get 300? I think we can do it. If we try real hard, I think we can do it. So anyway, so we got the poll acknowledged. I said hi to some of you in the chat, probably not all of you, and I do apologize for that, but we got to get going. We got to get rolling. On to the first topic. iiRcade gets the Operation Guns going. I mean, finally, Operation Guns appears to be moving forward. Now, what am I talking about? I am talking about the live stream that they had this week, Operation Check-In. It was basically, and if you watch the live stream, it wasn't a full-on acknowledgement that, hey, here it is, right now. Here you go. You can download it and have at it. But he was basically letting us know, Michael was letting us know, hey, listen, it's coming. They had to make a few changes to the game. And some of you that have been kind of plugged in, what was going on with that. They had to just do a couple things. Geneva Convention prohibited them from using the Red Cross symbol, so they had to take that out or reduce the size or something. Some of the insane flashing that happens when using the machine gun, they had to tone that down or eliminate it altogether. So once they make a change, that has to be run by Taito. So they got to go back to the publisher, make sure everything's good to go, come back, and we should be getting that game, he said in his live stream, this week. Now, it's exciting, and I understand the game itself, Operation Wolf, is not the greatest game ever created. It's not the greatest light gun game ever. It's definitely, and I don't know that anybody could debate this, it's a classic. It's an arcade classic. Is it AAA? Will definitely be the conversation that happens, throughout the community, and I think that is a legitimate conversation to always have with every game that they release, because that's their selling point. Once you buy into their product, it's games. They're bringing you games. They're bringing this game and that game, and the quality of the games is definitely it's up for discussion. Absolutely up for discussion. So if you haven't seen their live stream, the iiRcade official YouTube channel, go check that out. It's still up now. You can see what was said, what was promised, some of the things that were discussed. And obviously, we're talking about send and light guns being utilized on the gold cab specifically with this USB port on the front here. These little 2 USB ports, you're going to be able to plug in player 1, player 2, and you're going to be able to download this game and play it with a light gun. Yes, you can still play it with a joystick if you're an insane person. No, if you want to play it that way, that's fine, but that's not the way you really want to go with a shooting gun, or with a shooting cab, a shooting game. I mean, you can, that's fine, but that's not the way you really want to play it. You want to play it with a light gun. Absolutely, you want to play it with a light gun. So that is, I'm not going to candy code. I'm not going to try to pretend like I wasn't really just banking on this from the get-go. This is one of the reasons why I bought my iiRcade Gold. And then, it's goes back to the theory of how your iiRcade fits into this whole home arcade segment. And I haven't always said that. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't real thrilled with Gen 1, but when they came out with the Gold, and when I saw the expandability, I saw the potential there. And then I listened to what was not promised, but proposed. My idea was this: if you live in a small apartment and you have a very limited size, a very limited space. Let's say you only have one corner where you can put one of these guys in. This is it. This is what you want. You want the iiRcade, the thing that's going to be able to emulate and simulate and allow you to play a variety of games. So in my head, I thought of multiple swapping decks, with spinners and trackballs, obviously the 6-button, fighters, and then also light guns and steering wheels and everything. But light guns is probably, I'm going to say, one of the big selling features. It's one of the form factors, one of the ways that you play a game that's just really enticing. It's really, really exciting. It's something I just enjoy. I mean, I like, probably second, would be driving. So you got, your standard 6-button layout, which is just endless. I mean, you can be used for anything, right? There's so many games out there you can utilize that layout for, but the light guns is definitely, it's right there for me. I just love shooting games. I just do. I think most of you do too. And this is the one thing, if they were ever going to expand to just one peripheral, it was going to be that. I wanted light guns. And so we're going to get light guns. Is it sunshine and roses? Is it perfection? No, nothing ever is. You talk about this a lot. We talk about this a lot within the community. The barrier of entry is kind of high when you're talking about iArcade. If you want to take advantage of everything that they have to offer. Now, if you're not interested in light gun games, fine, then there's no issue for you there. But if you are, there's a price to be paid. So let's talk a little bit about, before we get into that additional cost, let's talk about what actually was discussed on the live stream to kind of give us an idea of what we can expect. What are we looking for? So Operation Wolf. There's also an update, a software update. Michael couldn't go into all the issues, all the things that was going to address, or the things that the update was going to, include. I think because of basically the game itself, the light gun games, you're going to have to make some changes, and he couldn't at that time just say, "Hey, Operation Wolf is coming out, and we have to update the software to accommodate the Send light guns. We have to, update it to accommodate this game." He couldn't just come out and say it, but it was heavily implied. So there's going to be a software update, a firmware update on the actual arcade. It's going to come out, and it's going to be cool. So we're going to have to wait for that to come out. So I would imagine, will that come out before the game? Probably. I would think so. Launch that and then launch the game, or make the game available. I don't know. Just saying. So we have the update coming up, some time frame, right? The other thing is going to be early adopters with the original iArcade and the gold. One of the big things about the gold and the fact that you have your early adopters with their original iArcades, they felt like they were going to miss out. Because what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Absolutely great to see you. Thank you for stopping by, my brother. So early adopters were not going to be able to take advantage of the Send light guns because there's no just direct plug-in. There's no USB port. And there was some discussions about Bluetooth technology, Bluetooth guns. As of right now, there's not a Bluetooth gun available currently. So that's going to be a hurdle. They're going to want to, I think they're dealing with it in the best way that they can. They don't want to leave anybody behind, especially early adopters that really, did a better job than I did of supporting the product. I didn't jump in until the gold came out. So they want to do the best that they can to include those early adopters. What that solution looks like, we still don't know. We have no idea. So as of right now, it is what it is. So that's kind of where we are. Also, there was some mention of a firmware update on the Send guns themselves. So let's say you have a Send light gun, you may have to plug that into your PC and do some kind of a firmware update. And that's going to be something separate from iArcade. That's not going to be something they provide. So it may require a firmware update on the gun itself before you can just plug it into the iArcade and enjoy the game. So a couple hurdles to kind of get over, but nothing that I think is going to be too much of a big deal, because I did spend a little time playing this. I'm going to show you a little bit of that footage. Here we go, a little bit later on. But let's talk about something that's a big issue. It's something to really consider. Let's say you bought your gold cab, your iArcade gold cab. Okay, you spent that $800. If you were if you got in there early, right? You bought yours, as soon as they were available. You paid $800. Now, if you want to take advantage of the Send light gun games, the light gun games in general, this is what you're looking at. So if you go to, I think it's sendinshop.com, this is what you're going to have to find. This is what you're going to have to contend with here. These are the prices you're going to have to. Now, if you just want to get cracking with a single Send light gun and that's it, it's going to be $100, and plus you got shipping and all that. Okay. If you want to step up to recoil, this is something you really got to think about this. You really got to think about this. Recoil adds a lot. It really adds a lot. But as far as the feel, but as far as functionality, it doesn't really add any functionality. So is that something you want to cough up another $50 for? That's going to be a decision you have to make. But if you're going to jump in, you got to consider it. If you want to do a 2-pack of the standard guns, then you're going to save like $5 or something. So it's $199 for a set of those. $300. $300 for a set, a pair of the recoil equipped Send light guns. So if you want to buy two, it's $300. Something else to consider is also going to be your wholesale. What are you going to do with these guns? You can just roll them up and set them down and get them out of a drawer and plug them in. But if you want to kind of have them attached to the arcade, you're going to probably want to do what I did. And I bought 2 light guns without the recoil, but I got the holsters. These holsters down here, you buy a 2-pack for $30. And looks like they're gonna have to, you're gonna have to screw them into the actual side of the iArcade. I don't know, man. It's I'm gonna look at this and see if there's a way around that. Maybe I could attach that to something, because what you could do, if you think about it, the way that the iArcade kind of assembles, you got the bar top, right? So you got the top that sits on the stand. You could sandwich like some kind of a hook, like if you had like a piece of ABS plastic that hooked and lipped around and kind of hung on the actual riser, and then then you attached your holster to that. It's something that it doesn't, you have to screw into the side, and then it's kind of removable. So that would be really cool. I'm going to look at that and see. I don't really know if I'm going to be able to work that out, because I would want it to be something that, if you screw your holster into another piece that's going to be hanging off of your cabinet, then you're going to have some fasteners to deal with. Yeah, Velcro strips, Jason. No damage. That could be something too, as long as the weight of the gun isn't that much. And since I'm going without the recoil, maybe they're going to be a little bit lighter. So it's definitely possible. So maybe that'd be a way to go. But that's what I have coming. I got a 2-pack of regular light guns with holsters, and I'm going to modify my cabinet. Of course, whatever I do, I'm going to share that with y'all so you can see what I did and determine if that's something you want to do. So you've got a substantial investment there. You're talking about, minimum $100 for a gun, just $100. You're a single user. You don't care about the holster, none of that. You're going to spend over $100 for a gun. That's a little bit pricey. There is also something to be aware of. Michael did mention this on their live stream that there was some firmware update that had happened before that actually bricked the actual send-in light gun. That wasn't in coordination with iArcade, but it has happened in a different scenario. So that's something you got to be aware of, something you got to be really careful of. It's possible that firmware updates out there, some of this stuff it's not super mainstream. It's possible you could have some kind of issue where you could render your send-in gun inept, inoperable, and that would not be good. What is the game? But is the game real? Is it really going to happen? Is it just a fairy tale illusion? No, it's really not. Big shout out to Steps Gaming for shooting. I stole this from her channel. She took this footage of me actually there in Chicago for the unveiling of this game and the use of the send-in light guns. We were there in their shop, and it was cool. And you can see for yourself, it works pretty good. It's pretty accurate. There you go. Now I'm actually shooting somebody. It's pretty accurate. I don't have to stand 20 feet away. You can be fairly close to it, and it's pretty accurate. I think if I step back a little bit more, it might be better. But it was a pretty good experience. And then you do have one thing I did like about it was a recalibration button. There's on the D-pad on the side of the gun. If you hit that, it will recalibrate you real quick. So if it seems like in the middle of gameplay you're a little bit off, you can just hit that with your thumb, and it brings you back. Your calibration is reset, and you're good to go. So that's pretty quick. So that's a pretty good thing to have on just kind of have in the gun there on the side of the gun. It's a quick thing to have, and it was pretty good. It was pretty accurate. It was seamless for the most part. So I'm curious to see if they've refined this at all. But that's what my experience was, and it was a good experience. It was a good play experience. I had a lot of fun up there. And once again, shout out to Steps Games for letting me clip this video. I do appreciate it. So at the end of the day, is this iArcade stepping up? Is this iArcade making good on some of the promises that they made? Absolutely. It's absolutely that. I think that it's, did it happen as soon as we wanted it to? No, because I think I was playing that in Chicago in September. We all want it faster. We all want it, now. We want it yesterday. So it did take a little bit, but it's coming. What else is coming besides Operation Wolf? Is this the only game as of right now? I think that's it for now. I mean, this week, all you can expect, I'm just going to be honest with you, is going to be Operation Wolf. Are more games coming? I think so. There's no way. And the guy said it on Super Game Room Dudes this week. I agree 100%. You're not going to spend all the time and effort and development for one game. This is not Arcade1up where they do T2 and that's it. There's going to be more games coming. Are there going to be any good? Are they going to be AAA? That's going to be up for you to decide. But I think right now, this is what you do. If you've got a gold cabinet, this is what you do. You ask yourself, do I care about Operation Wolf? If you don't care about Operation Wolf, wait. Let me get it. Let me download it. Let others in the community download it. Let me spend the money on the Ascendant light guns. Let me play through it and give you my experience. Let the other guys, other YouTubers, other people that you trust their opinions, let them play with it for a week or a month or whatever, and let them get the feel for it before you want to make that big investment of buying the gun, and you got to wait for the gun to show up. Just sit back, relax, and maybe don't jump into it right away. There's no harm in waiting. Maybe there's going to be a better game that comes out, maybe more games. Maybe when they have 5 or 10 or 20 shooters out there, now you may think, okay, now maybe it's worth actually jumping in and getting the Ascendant light guns and doing this. But I think it's one step forward for Arcade1up. It's definitely, I'm sorry, iiRcade. This is definitely something that iiRcade needed to do to justify the price tag of their machine. This is playing to their strengths. This is the flexibility. This is the all-in-one solution that we were kind of hoping for. Is it going to really come to fruition beyond just one shooter? I really hope so. Because if it's not, if it's just one game and you got to wait a year for another one, you're going to feel slighted, and you're going to feel cheap, and you're going to feel like, what is this? Arcade1up? Moving on to Arcade1up and Arcade1up's app. Okay, this is really weird. So what are we talking about when we say the Arcade1up app? So it's not just a rumor. We saw this in the wild. So this week, something else that also happened is the first images of the box that the deluxe cabinets are going to come in were released. They were found. They were spotted, and it's a different box. I do like the fact that on the box, they are showcasing, they are highlighting the new design. There's no question that you're getting this new design. It definitely stands out from the rest. If anybody has ever had any Arcade1ups at any point in time, they know about the riser. They know how that looks. This is not that. And this looks great. One thing that was sort of spotted on this, and also some of the boxes, of some of the new Star Wars boxes, was this QR code up in the right-hand corner, but it wasn't just a QR code. QR codes, that's the thing you take your phone and you can turn on your camera, scan it, and it takes you to, it's usually a website link or something generic. It's nothing that substantial. But this is something just a little bit different. This is something just a little bit special. I don't know. Some things are special, some things aren't. But one thing that is special is a $2 super chat from Stringer Films, buddy. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I have Operation Wolf. Not a fun PCB to work on, faux show. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat, buddy. I really do appreciate it. Got to give you something special. And here you go. Thanks again for the super chat, buddy. And yeah, I mean, working on PCBs, it's kind of a crapshoot. I mean, it's a lost art. It really is. I only know what to do with the CRTs. And what I do is I take them to somebody else. You please help me fix this. So I like the fact that the box looks different and you're showcasing. It's deluxe. It's a different shape. But this QR code up in the right-hand corner was more than just a QR code. If you look close, and this is a zoomed in picture over to the right-hand side. I've got my little yellow arrows pointing at something, and you can kind of make it out. But it says in multiple languages, download our new app. Well, that's interesting. Get ready, guys. It's the Arcade1up app. If you thought that their YouTube channel was awesome and they couldn't top that, well, guess what? They've got an app for you. Now they're gonna do an app. So yeah, the QR code does work, and if you click on that, it says coming soon. So it does show something. I think I wanted to make a slide for that, and I did not. But if you click on that, it will actually take you to a neon shaped phone and just says coming soon. So marketing is a hell of a drug. Marketing is something that some companies just really buy into. They think that drives sales, and they'll spend umpteen dollars, which is a real number. And I'm getting more to drink. This is something you got to drink over. Marketing, yes, it's been umpteen dollars on marketing. Yes, Jason, utilizing phrases and words like crisp. Marketing can be great. Marketing is something that can definitely sell. It has its place. There's times when I think that it's utilized really well. Take, for example, their latest Instagram post here. It evidently had a basketball game. Was that Orlando Magic? Who is that? At a basketball game, NBA game, they actually had this is, I'm sure this was during halftime. They had like this tic-tac-toe game where two people would take a ball and they would shoot, and when they made a basket, they would take a card and run to the center of the court, and they would play tic-tac-toe, and whoever won, they gave them a free cab. This makes some sense to me, right? NBA Jam Shack Edition. Okay, you got the license, you got the cab. It makes some sense, and I'm sure this costs some money, but this is a nationally televised game with a lot of people there. So you got to capture the audience. This kind of makes some sense to me. This is, I think, a decent use of marketing. An app, on the other hand, I have some questions. So first off, what would the app be? What is the app? Well, we had some suggestions. So forgive me, and if you're in the chat and if you're watching this show later on, let me know in the comment section who you are, because I saw this comment and I wanted to clip it, but I couldn't find your name, so I apologize. But this was not for me. This was a suggestion that I saw. This was really kind of cool. This made sense. So the quote was roughly this: it would be cool if it was used to have the same user profile for all your cabs. So basically, instead of having to log on to each individual cab, let's say you have an arcade like I have, like some of you have at home, and you have just a bunch of online cabs. Why do I have to make brand new profiles per cab? So I have to I got to put my same name in, and hopefully it's not taken. And some of you guys out there, you took my name. You took you took it. So I'm like 19KFox-1 or something. It's stupid. You took my name. But anyway, so hopefully they didn't take your name, and you can jump in there and you can go, but what if there was a way that the app would maybe consolidate all that and give you a single user login to every cab? Some way to kind of keep track of your cabs. This sounds good to me, and this makes some sense to me. So before I get too down on the idea, that's something that would make some sense. That top one there, it would make some sense. It would make a lot of sense, but not as much sense as a $2 super chat from Huge Success Guild. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. $1.99. I really do appreciate it. The QR code was actually on the KI Pro also. Okay, well, there we go. Was it the same graphic? Did it have the cell phone and say download our new app? Let me know that in the comment section. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for the $1.99 contributing to the conversation, because no, I didn't buy the Pro Cab at all. Here's a little something special for you. Here you go. That's gotta hurt. So that's one suggestion that I dig. Makes some sense. Maybe if there was some way that the app could be used in conjunction with your online cabs and your online username. Okay, but here's the thing. Here's a comment I got on my video. And listen, console kits, Justin, he developed the app. He developed the app, and so this is what it's going to be used for. That you can take it to the bank. This is it. He said that I heard it will be home for that 1UP show. You'll be able to download episodes. It is $1.99 a month. It's like the home arcade Netflix, if you can kind of envision that. As the platform builds, content creators can license their podcasts to the platform. So I'll be able to license my podcast to their platform. I have to pay them a fee, and then you'll have to pay Arcade1up a fee. So but the royalties, this is where I'm going to make bunches of money, right? But the royalties are like a 0.00007 per 1,000 views. I got to write that down. I think I might have to renegotiate that. That's a lot of zeros. But that's still better than PBS. So there you go. So what you'll be able to do is, you as the customer, you can pay $1.99 a month for stuff you used to get for free. And I think that is just that's probably. Wait a minute. Was he trolling me? I think that was a troll. I don't think that's what the app's going to do at all. I'm starting to think this is a flim flam. That's not right. Okay, so what is this app going to be? What is this app going to do? I'll say this. I'll make this statement, and it's all based on opinion. No idea. I wear the shirt, but this was made for me by a fan. This was not Arcade1up. I'm not with the company, and that's okay. That's fine. I don't have to be. But here's what I think about this app. every minute that you spent, every penny that was allocated to the research and development of this app was absolutely, unequivocally, undoubtedly wasted because you have nothing to tether it to. Why do I need an app to take advantage of anything Arcade1up has to offer? The other two guys in the space actually have something. It would be nice if iiRcade had an app for their store. The same thing with AtGames. Why can't they have an app for their store? Why can't I just open up the app and not only can I buy something, but I could check the status of my cabinet. I could see if my cabinet is on. I could see if my cabinet is software updating. What games do I have on my cabinet? I mean, something, could I check the play hours? Some kind of remote access to my cabinet would be interesting. It would be cool. That would be a great thing to work in, but it's tethered to an online experience that they already offer. And let's just be frank and honest. The online experience that Arcade1up is providing is less than stellar, and it's not consistent between all the different cabinets. It's just not. It's not the same experience. So I think that the app, while sounds neat and marketing, I'm sure, did a hell of a job selling it to you, you might want to return that idea because the milk has gone bad. Moving right along to the last topic tonight, we got to move on because my good buddy B over at Kongs R Us is doing a show tonight. So we got to wrap this up within the next 10 to 15 minutes or so. But we're not going to wrap it up without getting to the, maybe is it the most important topic? Maybe, because it requires your participation. Just to give you a quick heads up real quick before we get to that point, we've got 198 votes. Come on, we got to push it. The poll question in the chat is this: which home arcade company has you most excited for their products this year? Jump up there. You got to vote. We got to get that number up as high as possible. That's going to factor in to the to this topic we're on right now. So jump up there. If you haven't voted yet, go ahead and jump up there and vote and let your voice be heard. And it's important. It's very important. You have to vote so that you know you make a difference, so that you matter. And few things matter in life more than friends that are willing to give not only of their time, but of their money and their $10, like this $10 super chat from Tim D6. What's going on, buddy? Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I really do appreciate it. To buy more bubble wrap for the arcade move. Your dollars mean so much more. They mean more now than ever before. Bubble wrap, tape, cardboard boxes. The list goes on and on. I feel like I need to have, what was her name? Singing the song, I Remember You. For just $1 a day, you can sponsor this arcade YouTuber and his moving endeavors. Sarah McLachlan, I will remember you, and I will spare you any more of my singing. Thank you so much again for your $10 super chat. I really do appreciate it. And you know what? This is for you. Enough of sponsoring YouTubers to move from house to house. That's ridiculous. Let's move on to what really matters, and is the ranking of the big three. That's right. We have a big three. We have the big three companies within the home arcade space. The HAC, the home arcade companies, home arcade community. The HAC, the hack, is in. It's an unfortunate acronym. Hack. It's not probably not the best one. Okay, so let's rank these guys real quick. So I came up with just a few different categories of where I think things that matter, at least in Q1 of 2023. So let's talk about the first thing: diversity. It's good when used in the proper context, and it's diversity, tomorrow, because today is almost over. Product diversity is the first thing I want to look at when we're talking about these arcade companies. What are they bringing to us? How many different ways are they giving us to play these arcade ROMs, these arcade games? Because not everybody is in the same situation. We don't all have the same room. We're not all at the same price point. We can't all afford some of this stuff. Not everybody can afford $1,000, Pro, KI Pro. And $200 is a little bit more reasonable. $150 is a little more reasonable. But of course, no one should ever spend $40 for this. Ever. Don't. That's not. No. Stop. Just go put gas in your car. Don't do that. So for product diversity, I got to give it to might be unpopular, but it's Arcade1up. Product diversity. How many ways are they bringing us these arcade ROMs? How many ways to play is what I say. Moving on. So I think that's fair, right? Coming in at a second place, and it's not really a close second. I think it's far. I think it is at games because of the pinball. I think the pinball and the pinball machines and the pinball mini, or the micro or whatever the heck that is, the tabletop version of their thing. There you go. But they also had their ALU and they also had their ALU mini, which was really kind of cool. I like the rotating screen. That was really nice. And then also some of their other offerings where you have the core Max, you have the 2-player wireless stick that they have. I have the single player, the mini, the whatever it is. I don't know. The terminology is all over the place, but they have a lot of offerings. Arcade1up, unfortunately, or iiRcade, unfortunately, is going to come in last because they really just have the one. I mean, even if you count the legacy product, their original iiRcade, and then the gold, is going to be what they currently have. So, that's kind of it for that. So let's talk about something else. Okay, so that's where they kind of rank there, right? Let's talk about build quality. It matters when you're talking about banging on something 24/7 or however often you play. Yes, Legends Gamer Pro. Thank you. Sorry. Legends Gamer Pro, and then the Legends Gamer Mini is the one I have, the single player. The core, and the Core Max. They have a lot of stuff, right? And then the 4K, bro. Yeah, absolutely. So that's why they were close. They're a distant second because listen, the first category was just stuff, right? The scatter shot. Build quality is something that we really got to look at, especially like I said, if it's something you're gonna be banging on, beating on. These aren't, it's like a controller. For a PlayStation or an Xbox, it's got to be solid and sturdy. You're gonna play it. You're gonna bang on it. You're gonna get mad and throw it. It's gotta stand up to that. And I'm gonna go ahead and give that one to iiRcade as far as the best build quality. I own one. It's it's still half-inch, but it's like a thick half-inch. It's a good half-inch. It's good build quality. It's solid, and it goes together really nice, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. At games, I'm going to bring them in second, and then Arcade1up, just because it's so inconsistent. You have some good stuff, but then you have some bad stuff. I mean, stuff is just like, what are you doing? So the whole average of that's kind of the downfall of the product diversity, right? If you have a bazillion things out there, if you can't maintain quality amongst all those items, it brings you down. So iiRcade's going to iiRcade's taking that one. At games, once again, right there in the center. Making a case, trying to work their way up. So what else is out there? What other thing can you really look at when you're ranking these? Q1 2023 game selection with an asterisk. Bear with me, okay? Let me go ahead and bring this up, and nobody get mad, but let's think about this for a second. Game selection, barrier of entry. So if you just run it down and just say numbers, it's going to be a closer race than I think what we can give them credit for. But if you're talking about the barrier of entry, what do you have to do to have access to their library? You're going to be able to get away cheaper with at games if you're talking about, what was the Legends Gamer Pro? The Legends Gamer Mini? Yeah, the Legends Gamer Pro, Legends Gamer Mini, the Core Max, the Core. I mean, it's so much easier and cheaper. Coin ops, absolutely. Coin ops for the win for sure. And you can also bring your own games. But to get access to the at games library and all of those games, it's super cheap to do that. It's like buying this thing I just threw on the floor and then having access to their entire library. So the barrier of entry is really, really low. And then it's like a drug, right? The first one's free, they get you hooked, and then you buy the next one and the next one. All the way up, and then you're talking about the pinball games and everything else. So game selection, the variety is definitely there. iiRcade, you have one thing to buy, and then you're in. Now you do have to buy, and I'm not going to ignore the fact that you have to buy these games separately. I agree, but it's a big catalog. If you're just talking about sheer numbers, these companies both dwarf what Arcade1up is offering. the biggest thing, and this is the biggest problem you're gonna have as far as Arcade1up is concerned. If you want a game, if you're a Mortal Kombat guy, you're good. And if that's the only criteria, then it blows the other two companies out of the water, because for $400, you can catch these things on sale. You can get the latest and greatest cabinet, 400, even if you paid full price at 500, and you got your game, you got your Mortal Kombats, and you're good, and you're done. But if you want other games, you have to buy an additional cabinet. So you can see how it's pretty easily, if you want more, if I want Capcom, and I know these are AAA games, right? But if I want Capcom and Mortal Kombat in my house, I'm spending $1,000. So all of a sudden, that $800 on the gold isn't that big of a deal, right? All of a sudden, you're getting up there. It's a little bit higher. It's a little bit harder, right? The barrier of entry becomes that much worse. So I think that for that reason, Arcade1up takes a big knock. There's a big deduction there, because that's just the reality of the situation. You can have the AAA titles, and I agree that it's a different way to build an arcade. I think you're building an arcade with Arcade1ups. But if you want just a singular arcade experience and access to a library, at Games, iiRcade, that's where it's at. So, when you look at this, it's cheaper, it's easier to get into the ecosystem of At Games and their library, and then eventually work your way up to a bigger cabinet or a pinball machine. iiRcade, similar concept, just a little bit higher price point. There's only one way in. Well, there's two ways in, I guess. And then Arcade1up, the best you're going to do is $500 for 12 games. That's the best you're going to do. And then if you want pinball, well, now, like I said, you're spending $1,000. You have a pinball machine with whatever, what was it, 10 games, 8 games, 10 games. 10 games on your pinball machine, and then 12 games on your, let's say, your Mortal Kombat or your Capcom Legacy. And there you go. You've got, 22 games for $1,000. You can argue about the game quality. That's fine. But I'm telling you, game selection, barrier of entry. People talk about iiRcade being expensive and getting that gold, man, $800. They talk about At Games and their ALU and their pinball. But there's other ways to get in there, and once you're there, you have access to that. I think if you start doing the math, $200 worth of iiRcade games, that's what you're looking at. You buy an iiRcade Gold, $800. You have $200 left over to get a bunch of games to equal the cost of a Capcom Legacy and a pinball, or a Capcom Legacy and a Mortal Kombat Legacy. So that's where we're at. So what we have here is we have Arcade1up, we have iiRcade, and we have At Games. So what we need now, kids, is a tiebreaker. That's where you come in. So they've all got a point. Who's the tiebreaker? Who's going to take home the gold? Who's going to take home the title? Well, tonight we're going to find out with reading your live. So this is it. This is it. How many? 222 votes. It's not bad. That's not bad. I wanted 300, but I think we're going to be okay. This is a pretty good sample size, guys. You didn't do bad. You didn't do bad. Okay. I wanted 300, but I can live with the disappointment. I'll give you a few more minutes. 223 votes. Come on, jump in there. This is important. This is for all the marbles. We have a 3-way tie. You're going to decide the victor. You're going to, it's so close. There's 2 that are right there. Come on. I'm going to give you a few more minutes or seconds. Come on. As I partake of my drink. Come on. 226. Let's go. Let's go. 227. You can do it. You can do it. I see what you're doing. Push. This is going to decide. You're going to win. You decide the winner. I'm not even in control anymore. 3-way tie. Neck and neck. Turtle and hare. Tortoise and hare. What's going on? What are we going to do? 227. All right. Okay, I think. Okay, we're going to go at 228. We're going to go ahead and call it, guys. Oh, come on. All right, 229. 230. Can we get 230? Come on. Come on. Give me one more vote. One more vote and I'll shut it down. 230 votes. Come on. One more. Is there anybody who hasn't voted? Come on. All right. I guess we got to stop at 229. All right. That's not bad. We'll stop at 229. Let's go ahead and end the poll right now. And the winner, the ranking structure, I guess. Here's where we're at. First place, At Games. At Games with 48%. You guys voted. You picked a winner. 48%. It's when you consider that At Games came in second place, let's see. Let me bring up my little things here. Where's the mouse? There it is. Second place there, first place there, and then y'all gave it a first place. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Arcade1up actually didn't fare good at all. Even though they're second place in your poll, you guys said it was second place. When you consider that it got first place here, but then last place and then another last place finish, it's not good. So it's kind of a toss-up. The 48% was At Games, 38% was Arcade1up, and then 13% went to iiRcade. I think it's neck and neck. I think what you have is a clear winner of At Games. And then you have like a dead heat between Arcade1up and iiRcade. So that's crazy. That's exciting. You guys did it. So listen, the crowd, everybody, you have spoken. At Games appears to have all the momentum this year. And I got to tell you, I can't imagine that a 4K announcement wasn't a huge, gigantic, massive part of that. Would you look at that?
What the hell?
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up.
Okay, it is that time. Unfortunately, we got to wrap it up because B is starting. But listen, you don't need to go anywhere. If you want to see what Kongs RS is cooking up tonight, stay right here. As soon as I end the show, you're going to be redirected to him. And make sure when you get there, you tell him Fox says hi. Everybody, I thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the channel, participating in the poll. It really just adds to the conversation, and it really gives us some great feedback as far as, am I thinking this, and am I in a vacuum, and am I by myself? But when I hear from you, it's great, because I think what ends up happening is that I find out we're on the same page, and that's a great place to be. Thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by and checking out the channel. Y'all have a blessed day, and I will see you next time. Peace.